The year after I left Forman, I did an Apple event in New Jersey, which was a statewide event put on by Apple for parents and teachers who were interested in computers and learning disabilities. And I think I may have done the keynote at this event, and I was doing this talk, and there were a lot of people in the audience, and I mentioned that I had just spent 2 years at the Forman School, and we had developed this innovative program there. And at the end, during the Q&A, the woman in the back stood up and said, you know, my daughter goes to the Forman School, and she's never even seen a computer at the Forman School. And I said, oh, well, that's interesting. My guess is that your daughter has an older language training teacher who probably is scared of computers and doesn't want to take your daughter into the lab because she or he is frightened. But if you call up the head of the language training department or the head of the school, and don't make a big deal about it, but just mention that you'd like your daughter to be using computers, maybe that can be facilitated. That was it. About a year later, I got invited to a party at Forman. And I walked in, and I didn't really know anybody there anymore because I hadn't been there, and there were many new teachers, but I knew the person who was putting on the party. And I heard out of the corner of my, or I saw out of the corner of my eye a person sitting on a couch, and she stood up and said, Richard Wanderman, I know you. You ruined my life. And I said, oh my God. I looked at this woman. I never saw her before in my life that I could remember. And but I was intrigued. Pretty attractive woman, and to say something like that. And so I got a beer and sat down next to her. And she proceeded to tell me that she was the language training teacher who got forced to bring a student into the computer lab. And that she had no problem with computers, but the student was this beautiful young Brazilian girl who flirted with all the guys, and she couldn't take the girl into a public place. Well, it ends up that woman is my wife. And she says I've been making it up to her ever since.